Yeah, missed. Sorry for that.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, yeah, now we are going to see the variables. Whenever you are accepting the values, then we are going to use the input operations. Whenever you want to display something, then the variable content you want to display or the string content you want to display, then you are going to use the echo. Echo is a common printing statement in shell scripting. So -n is going to remove the new line whenever you enter the string, whatever you have the variable, then the value will be displayed and the next prompt will be coming in the same line. That is -n. Sometimes you need this kind of options in scripting. Yeah, read is a command that will be getting the values into the variables. Read and read p. So read -p is it is going to use string also. You are going to take the string in the after the p, whatever you say, enter a name, enter the server name, enter the your node name, like that, then that message will be accepted by using this -p. P means print text. And read, it is just takes the variable content. It is going to store the value into the variable. Okay, so let me see, is my terminal is available at the moment. 100. Right. So here I have the variable, the prompt. If you look at this, what it is having, it is having three different values in this one. The first one is username, second one is host, the third one is path. So three things I'm able to get from the prompt. I'm able to get these values. Some of the shells, some when you're going to use some of your environments, you might be seeing just bash and the prompt symbol. So when you see that one, what you can do in that one, you can change your bash profile. Uh, bash, what we have profile. Again, this one, it is, I'm in the bash shell, I'm automatically getting this bash prompt. And if you're not getting the bash prompt, you're switching from some other shell, KSH to bash, then the prompt will be only shell name. You want to change that one, then you need to use different parameters. I'll show you the example which you can look into. Um, so here, if you look at the WebLogic specific profile, if you want to build, or if you are working on Fusion Middleware products or something else, then you can define some important variables, environment variables in the, sorry, in your profile, bash profile, like this middleware home, WebLogic home, Oracle home. This is a common thing which you always require. But other than this, what I'm focusing now is the variable which is going to have prompt. This is, it is having different values. U means user, H means host, W means the path, PWD, whatever the value you are having, present working directory. So these values you are going to get and on your prompt. Okay, so if you are getting just bash prompt, just add this one to your bash profile and it will automatically changes. Why should I get this one? What is the use of this one? You will be getting more benefit when you're working on your different paths. When you navigate it to WebLogic uh, home directory or some other directory or application directory, or every time when you are going to do PWD, you don't need to do, because the prompt is always showing where you are in. PWD is not required when you are having this prompt. When you are working on WebSphere is having lengthy variable names or directory names. Then if you're navigating that 2 lines or 3 lines coming, the CD, then the path will be very, very trimmed and easy where you are in, which project, which directory you are in, which node directory or which application directory. That will be easy. Okay, so that is the one important thing. You can look into this. There are a lot of aliases which you can use commonly that helps you to overcome what you mistype. Sometimes while typing ls I'm going to type sl, so whatever you type very frequently mistakenly, then that keep in your aliases, that will be automatically becomes correct. cd dot dot, most of the people they do mistake when they are doing the space is missing. So if you are not typing cd dot dot continuously, even then you want to work with that, then this alias you can use it. Again, the grep, every time you want to ignore the case, then you can use simply grep hyphen I. Aliases, you want to see the only uh, directories, then you can just make a shortcut like this. So there are a lot many other choices. You can use anything which you like. These are the some set of aliases which I used in my previous projects. Okay, so history with more option, and then some who are connected to your environment. You can see the number of people count, 10 people connected, number of users connected. So you can use these aliases in your profile. Okay, so um, I'm just coming back to this environment variables and variables. So these variables, if I'm going to use that uh, echo, first I'm going to just use a string. Just saying hello. So if I'm giving double quotes, if I'm not giving double quotes, no matter. I'm just able to just do echo. It is going to do the same thing. And if I'm going to use the um, slash n, it is giving as it is. If I'm going to use hyphen e, I'm able to execute what is slash n, and I'm getting a blank space. So escape sequence automatically followed if you are going to use the hyphen e. So if I want to use a tab space for displaying purpose. Okay, so tab space, new line, these kind of escape sequences we can use, and again in your script also you can include that one. Okay, so hope you understood this. And then if I'm going to use n, just opposite to the e, it is going to ignore whatever you have inside that escape sequences, and plus the string is displayed. After that, immediately it doesn't have any new line. By default it is having a new line, but now hyphen n means new line is also removed from the string. Okay, so that is hyphen n option. Okay, fine. Then read x. So what is x? X, I may store number 10. Then I can get the value echo $x. So this x, whatever I am having, that is a string. It is not a number. It is visible as 10, but the value is just a text that contains a number. Okay, so read, then followed by the name and the string you want to give. Then read hyphen p. Please enter your name. So it is going to prompt for me with a string, and it is accepted, but it is not stored anywhere. Okay, if you want to store this, then I'm just using n is equal to um, so okay, so I think here comma is not required. I forgot. Yeah, now it looks better compared to the previous. Yeah, so this is how you can use the input and output operations in shell script. Goran, you repeat echo. Not where is Goran question?
phone. I don't get echo hyphen n. What does it do?
You understand slash n? What is a slash n here?
No, echo hyphen n.
Yeah, I'm telling about echo hyphen n. If you understand this one, I can just relate
Oh
with
yes,
that. Okay,
yeah,
so
sure.
here, so whenever you use the slash n, it is automatically goes to the blank line, next line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are getting
Okay,
this
okay,
blank line. So this blank line is always available. Even I just type echo hello, echo double quote, single quote, whatever I give. At the end, it is always going to the next line, new line. The prompt is automatically going to the new line. So this new line, going to the new line is removed here. If I am using n, okay, let me show you once again. This, okay,
oh,
echo
okay, okay,
hyphen
okay, okay.
a. So where is it is after hello, the prompt
Uh,
is
okay.
directly coming on the same line. So removing the slash n. So by default, which is not visible on the screen, that slash n, escape sequence we are calling them. So that is going to be removed, slash n.
Okay. Got it. Okay, it's removing the line
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Then booting process, how does it happens on your Unix system? Whenever you're going to switch on your power on your system, then hardware is going to configure all the checks. You're going to see all the checks, and then okay, then it is going to boot it on the Unix or Linux systems. So that is a common screen you're going to get when you working on AIX, Solaris, or Linux. The same process if you do on virtual machine VMs also, it will be doing the same. So operating system is going to load some of the kernel uh, programs. Kernel program will be loading a lot of linking libraries first. After loading that, then it is able to bring that operating system ready. So after kernel is ready, you are going to get a shell. So that may be root shell, that may be a login shell. Okay. So the login shell, whenever you are entered, then you're going to work on different applications, WebLogic, WebSphere, JBoss, or whatever. So kernel brings that operating system, swapper, and initialization program. So init is a program that will be first running program once operating system is ready. So if you link up, connect to this init program, initialization program, then you will be able to execute that program. Suppose I want to run node manager or node agent in the init initialization of the program. Then I just link that script in that. Then it will be automatic. Whenever the reboot is happened, the node manager, node agent will be running. Okay, so like that different applications require this at the starting up of your application. The program should be keep running, job should be keep running in the initialization. So when operating system brings up, what does it have? It takes the system into multi-user mode. First it will be in a, before coming to the initialization mode, it will be single user mode, and you can stop there itself if you want to do some repairs in the operating system. When you are going to work on some of your projects, then scripting, then we'll go for the multi-user system available, then only you can do the connecting, linking, other things you can do. So checks integrity of different file systems. There are a lot of file systems available in Unix, only special Unix. If you look at the Windows, you are having DOS, FAT32, and NTFS, but in Unix, there are a lot of file systems available. And even you can see the HDFS, that is the booming with the Hadoop concept. Hadoop is based on file system only. Yeah, so the file systems are in Unix, we are going to have universal file system that is commonly available across all Linux systems. The file system is mounted with one of the uh, directory, and that directory path will be mounted, connected with the file system. Sometimes we are using temp space, sometimes we are using files, swap space, and some of the file system we required for entire application to run. So each one we are going to use a specific file system. Okay, we'll discuss more detail about file system, don't worry about that. So when it is starting your booting process, it is going to mount that disk. So disk is mounted, file system is available. File system is available whenever that enter application, that operating system is bringing up different applications which are hosted on the system, that is also available. Login process gets executed. First root user, super user will be always ready. The next process, next login program will be available, and number of other users, Oracle user, WebLogic user, WebSphere user, they are going to able to log in into that. After successful login, the shell is going to appear. The prompt you are going to get, it is ready to accept the command. When you are getting the dollar prompt, or you are getting a hash prompt, or greater than symbol or percentage symbol, that depends on the shell which you are working on. So you are going to get the prompt. Okay, so that is a regular process, and how we can relate, how we can link up, on which run level it is running, how do I know? So this is a simple command. If you want to know about run level, you can just type run level, or you can say who-r, who-r. It is showing that run level, I am in run level 2. This operating system started and it is with run level 2. And you can also see run level, it is also showing N2. 2 is indicating that run level 2. So you can link up your scripts in the run level 2 or in the run level 3. So above in the current run level, you can attach. Unix system has several modes of operation, and called system states. So that system state changes from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. So you are in the third level now. So the third level is 2 level. Okay. So you won't start and stop. Sometimes you can just give the command init this run level, initialize with 0, that is shutdown state. Okay, so 1 means administrative state, means you want to repair, you want to patch something to Linux system, then you are going to use the 1. As our single user state, mostly that is for something you want to replace RAM or hard disk something, then you're going to go for the single user state. Multi-user state, where we are in. Okay, so multiple users can be connected, and this will be available state for us. Then you are going to have the stop, reboot, then we can use init 6 reboot state. So these are the important states which we deal with. Other things we can just ignore. So these states are passed to the init program. If you want to just reboot, you can say init 6, means it is going to restart. Okay, so these are the different run levels. Okay, so when you're logging in, how the process is going to take place. You are able to boot, means OS kernel is ready, then it is going to run the program initialization program. etc init is there, and sorry, yeah, so there is a init, that an init is going to read all the data from different TTYs, terminals, and inputs are coming from the different processes which are running parallelly, and all are ready, all things are completed, their connections, then we are going to have the login shell available, that is multi-user available. Multi-user is available, it is going to check whether when you are logging in, it is going to check in the etc password file. It is going to maintain a backup. etc shadow is also available, another file. Okay, so whenever you have a user like Oracle or WebLogic user, WL admin or WS admin, these users will be, list will be available in the etc password file. Okay, so I'll just show you it is there or not. Grep Oracle etc password, it is there. Okay, so it maintains a list like this, and you can have lot of files in this one. Sorry, a lot of users information you're going to see here. And the first user is root user. And there are a number of users which are created only for specific to the task. Suppose you want to do a backup, there is a backup user is created. Only for mailing, mail user is there. Okay, for help, there is a separate user. So why we need the separate users? Here I have a Vagrant user, I have a different Oracle user. Some of the users are also having the SSHD. D is a daemon process which you are going to run. So you don't need any logon, but the users allocating a separate memory, it is going to have a home directory separately. So that will not be corrupted. That will not be accessed by other users because Unix is more stronger because of its file system permissions capability, what we are going to see. So if I am having a Pawan user, the Pawan user cannot change something which is present in the var run SSHD directory. In this directory, something is running that is going to give the putty connection SSH. That connection I cannot change anything in that. So why we are going to have a separate user? That is a main important thing. Okay, so if you are going to work on two different migration projects, 11G to 12C WebLogic, then always preferable way is you already having 11G with one user, go for the second user creation for the 12C. Latest, if you are going for the 12C, ask for the new user. Your administrator is going to create for that. Okay. So once you are logging into Oracle user, Oracle is verified in this file, it is available, then what is the shell it is having? There is a line in the same, you can see Oracle, this Oracle is using shell, bash shell, bin bash. So accordingly, it will go to this bash and it is going to first execute etc profile. Then if I am going to have in the user, in the home directory, that is Oracle home directory, bash profile is present, that will be executed. Otherwise, it is going to execute bash rc, any one of them. Okay, so in bash only we are having two choices, and other we don't have multiple things. Yeah, so if you look at the Bourne shell, it is just a dot profile. If you go for the KSH or PFKSH, profile will be working for you. Okay, and the C shell, we are going to have this CSHRC. So RC run control, run level control, what you are having that's why it is called RC. So this will be first executing. When you logged in, this program will be executed first. Okay, so what you need to keep in this one, it's a shell script. Again, you can write anything what you want to execute, or you want to keep some script outside and you can call that script in the profile. That is also works good. Okay, so you can check you are in which shell just using the echo shell. We are already checked that one in the last session itself. So why we are going to use shell? What are the main benefits? Just I'm repeating this the cause. This is the common thing why I'm going for automation of my program project. In my project, the best thing what we are going to look for, I'm having some certain task that is forming a batch. Then I'll go for the scripting automation. The second thing is a repetitive task. I'm going to have same thing again and again. I want to do that. Then I don't need to do manually the step-by-step process. I can just skip the commands into one script .sh and then I will run it. Okay, and it's within the script also. Again, you have some same repetition process required 3 or 4 times. Then I can use functions, modules. Okay, so functions always makes your work little smaller size of your script, and it will also help you to reduce the repetitive task. Okay, the third thing why we are going to use the shell script. The shell script we are going to use automate your administrative task. You're working on WebLogic, you're working on WebSphere, the start script, start DMGR, start admin server. These are the common things we are going to do. So that wrapper script you can write instead of every time typing no hop, at the end you are typing 2 greater than, less than 1, and then an ampersand, like that. So all this you can just write in one script and you can wrap it up, and that administrative task will be very simple, easy as well. And every now and then you are going to have the log space, whatever the logs you are going to uh, piling up at one place, that is going to keep growing. The disk space will be occupied. Disk space is one of the common problem you're going to encounter in every project. To avoid that one, suppose you're working on EBS. EBS is going to generate a lot of data file adapters it is going to use, and sending and receiving it is going to use temp space. The temp space, if you are going to keep in a separate directory, the temp fs, tmpfs you can use, and repeatedly you are going to use the cleanup process. The cleanup process, you can write one script, you can call in a cron job. So that will help you to reduce your burden, administrative tasks. Okay. Encapsulate complex configuration details. Whenever you need a new environment, like dev, you want create QA, you want QA like environment, one more, then entire thing you can make part by part scripting. You can just run the script, your environment will be ready. The configuration part will be easy. So if you use the scripting, that will makes very easy for you. Okay. And the power of your operating system, if you are going to use, then definitely you need to know all the commands, most of the commands which are required to launch your application server or launch your WebSphere or WebLogic, JBoss. Then you can write more effective scripts. The The ability to combine the commands allows you to create a lot of utilities, or you can make operating system comfortable. So utilities, what you're going to utilize, suppose you are looking for what is the highest memory occupying directory you want to find, then you're having some 3 or 4 commands. In combination you will able to get that. And du is the one command that will give the list, but I don't want to see all the thousands of lines. I want to see sorted which is highest space occupying, and then that too I want to see only 10, top 10. Top 10 I can get from the head command. So if you combine these 3 commands, I'm just saying du and then sort, then head. So these 3 commands combination, I can make one simple command and I can keep in my profile. I can use that one whenever I want. I just able to find the list of top occupying directories. Okay. So like that, you can make utilities for yourself, which are very commonly used for your environment, your projects. Okay, so that's about today's Unix shell scripting. I'll just move to the WLST part today. Um, this will cover some of the Python basics. Okay. And the same thing you can apply on Python on WebSphere also, the same commands you can apply there. So I'm just beginning the WLST. So for this one, we should have a WebLogic installed on your system, then you can do that. Okay. On my terminal, I have executed that, I have installed that entire WebLogic process. So this part I have already explained in the first session. Again, one more time in short, I'm going to give a little idea. WLST, it's a scripting language, it's a interpretation language, and it is going to have that running capabilities on, not on the operating system, it is going to running on the JVM. WLST is a Python based scripting that is going to run on JVM. JMX client, it is going to have integrated with the JMX client, and mbeans are connected to this one. Okay, so WebLogic related mbeans are integrated and we can access them with object orientation. You can access everything, you can store into the variables, everything is object in WLST or in Python or in Jython. Okay, so the same will work for you in Jython also when you are working on WebSphere. Then this is implementing a lot of modules by default, and you can also call the modules, invoke the modules, use them. And any scripting language that is dynamic typing, you can assign different values to the same variable, that is dynamic typing, and very high level dynamic data types are supported. You can convert, you can cast, you can change one object to another object as per your needs. There are different classes which are supported in Java that can be used in your WLST. Automation of your projects you can do with different aspects, and there is a one special feature because of Java. Garbage collection is automatically collected. The memory management is not your part when you are writing the script. You need to focus on script instead of looking which object is going to occupy what is happens to that one. Okay, and it is having the remarkable power that very clear syntax. When you are writing a script in WLST, it is very simple, easy, and you can make indentation. Indentation is a very comfortable to read. Readability is more, that's why Python is used in the WLST. There are a lot of scripting languages, but Python is having very easy readability. It has many system calls and libraries which you are going to see that how the Python program is going to work. Okay, and how many ways we can execute a WLST script also. So this is a little history. Guido Van Rossum, who created the Python scripting, and still he owns this one, and he is also running a community for Python. Python is an open source shell, and it is included in all Linux operating systems. It is not part of Unix, but in all Linuxes you can find the Python. And for Windows you need to install Python, then only it will work. Yeah, Jython, it is created in 97, and 1.8 was the last stable version. After that, then there is no changes for years. For almost 8 years they didn't change anything because he left to the another company, Microsoft company. He didn't contributed further for the Jython. Jim Hogan, he is now with Iron Python in Microsoft. WLST is a project initiated by Satya Gattu in 2004, and still we are using the same. So WebLogic 8.1 onwards we are having this WLST. So 8.1 SP5 onwards, SP5 Service Pack 5 onwards we are having WLST. Okay, so that's about little history about WLST. You can spin up your virtual machines. How do you practice? The simple, you can just have a Vagrant and Oracle VirtualBox. You can create a Ubuntu, or you can create Oracle NX or CentOS, anything. So just try to have these two softwares. The third one will be coming on the online internet. So only thing you need to just say vagrantbox.es. From there you can find some 300 boxes are available. So this is a prerequisite when you're working on this scripting. Alternatively, you can see this who are having the Mac box, Mac laptop, they can use this simplest, easiest thing. Install a Docker on your system and then pull. So Docker is the easiest container thing. So the concept is very simple. So when you are going to see your operating system, it may be any Linux. So here the example is Oracle Linux, Oracle any version 6.5 onwards Docker is supporting. So operating system Linux, we are going to have a base. On that base, we are going to install JDK WebLogic. So this is a regular process you are going to do in any machine. Then what you are going to do, you are going to make a WebLogic domain. Then after that, you are going to add the application. So these are the different level steps you are going to keep on adding, and the containers you can create multiple containers. Okay, so Docker concept is a little bit latest and it is very simple, and it is required in every cloud based companies, and it will save a lot of time. In one Unix operating system you can run multiple containers, number of containers. It is very lightweight because of it is running with the core Linux. It is not going to use all entire operating system. If you take Red Hat Linux or Oracle Linux, one Linux ISO installation, it is going to take around 6 GB for this base image. Only 6 GB for that. So here if you take Docker, it is going to take some 100 MB kind of thing. Then it is going to use more space to create these images. Okay, and that number also you can control number, also you can define how much space this Docker should use. Okay, so Docker is a separate software that you can install in any Unix Linux flavors, and now it is available on Windows also. So Docker requires Linux flavor, that's why Windows made one wrapper. That wrapper is going to have a Linux. On that, on top of it you can run the Docker commands. To run Docker commands we need a Linux. Okay, so containers, you can create any container which you want, and here for WLST we need up to these two levels is fine. So you can just explore and try to bring this if you have MacBook. I think Vidya and Venkat is having this. Try on your own Docker installations. So what other things we are having? In WebLogic WLST we are having the version 2.1. This is a Jython version, it's not Python. Python is having the version 2.7, and Python scripting is also supporting 3 version also. So there are two different flavors in Python. One is focusing on web development, and just like WebLogic Java applications are running, same way Python is also supporting different frameworks. For the frameworks we need 3 version. For the scripting 2.7 is enough for us. Okay, so the WLST using that 2 version, 2.7 version, and Jython is using the 2.1 version built-in functions. So all the functions which are in Jython that we can use in WLST. But in Python, whatever the functions, basic functionality we have, the core functionality we can use, and structure will be Python structure we are going to use. When you write a WLST script, the same script you can run on Windows, on Mac, on Linux, anything. So that is platform independent. It is once you are running that shell, then the execution will be much more faster. Performance will be faster. WebLogic admin, this was a utility used in almost all up to 10G, 11G available. But after 11G, 12C, it is deprecated. So this admin tool capabilities all available in the WLST. You can use all the functions in WLST. WebLogic deployer, you can deploy application and deploy. There are 25 functions you can do with the WLST. You can configure domains, you can configure servers, you can configure machines, everything you can do with this WLST. Okay, so whatever you are doing with the silent mode, installation configuration, domains, or wizard based domain, you can do with the WLST. Variables, when you are going to see how it is going to work, WLST environment variable setup is happening with the WLS env.sh. This is available in your common directory. Earlier 11G, if you take WebLogic home, common directory was there. Now in 12C it is changed to middleware home, Oracle common bin. So that is the difference in two different versions, 11G and 12C. Okay, so middleware home, Oracle common bin directory is going to have all these scripts, shell scripts. Set WLS env.sh, common env.sh. These scripts will be available. Common env will be used for n number of domains which you are running on the same machine. Set WLS env it is also present in the common environment. For all WebLogic environments, this will be set. And if you are going to use this same setup, WLST.sh, WLST CMD, it is going to call these parent scripts, shell scripts, or bash scripts. So bash scripts percentage we are going to use, and shell script dollar is a variable. Okay. So what we are going to do, aliases, I have shown you on my terminal. When you are working on WLST, we need to create a WLST related alias. So here I have just created Oracle home, Oracle, I'm using 12c, that's why Oracle common bin WLST.sh. So this is the path, and whenever I use WLST, it is calling actually this shell script which is present in the common bin directory. Okay, so whenever it is initializing, it is going to load the Jython libraries first, and then it is going to bring up the prompt. There are different choices when you are working on Jython scripting. In WLST, interactive mode, scripting mode, embedded mode. Three choices are there. Third one very rarely people are going to use. When you are having hundreds of machines, hundreds of managed servers you are having, then we will go for the embedded type of WLST. Okay. The first one is interactive mode. This is whenever you say WLST, you are getting a prompt, WLST offline prompt. So in the command prompt, whatever you try, you can execute and test it. Then we will keep on adding that command executed into the script. Okay. So the interactive mode will be always available, just like our shell scripting. In command prompt, you are executing something that is working, then you will keeping adding into your script. Same way in WLST also you are having, whenever you say WLST, you are getting a command prompt, this WLST prompt. Okay, so this interactive mode again you have in online mode and offline mode. So online mode, when you connect to the admin server, then it is going to be online. It is a runtime bean. Okay, so we'll see that what is runtime bean and other things when you come across the configuration part. Okay, the script mode, the file is going to have extension as .py. This is not mandatory, but this is for readability. Py extension we are going to give, and the file we are going to execute. This execution, again, two choices we have. One is you can execute from the WLST command prompt, the bash shell. You just say WLST and then .py. That is one way. The second way is you are in the interactive mode and you want to execute the script .py file. Then exec file, that is a choice you are having. I'll show you that example. Okay, so that is how you can invoke the script files. Okay, the third choice what we have, that is embedded. Embedded will be in Java program. You are having a WLST script. The script will be executed with the Java program interpreter. So interpreter will be initialized in the Java program. Then you can execute this the embedded WLST script. Okay, so what is the benefit you are going to get? This one means here if you just launch a WLST here, it is taking around half minute of time to load this Jython libraries. If I'm doing that same thing with Java program embedded, this loading process of Jython libraries will be avoided. That's why the starting time will be saved if you use the embedded WLST. Okay, let's run a simple script. So this script we can create, you can, if you see the 11G WLST execution, the process is Java WebLogic.WLST, then the script name. This is the old fashion. Okay, and now we are just using the shortcut, that is alias we have created WLST in place of this entire thing. We are just giving this Python file name. Okay, and this other alternative is exec file, execute the file and give the file name. These are the two things are there. Okay, so I'll just make one sample example so that you can see. So pybin means Python WLST scripts. Okay. So in this one, if you want to give input and output in WLST, the print is a statement just like our echo in shell script. Okay. So this is a simple statement I have given here. I saved. Okay. So this script I want to execute here. Then I'm in the WLST prompt. I can execute exec file. Exec file. Then I have to give the path where the file is. Okay. The file is present in U01 app Oracle. Then the scripts bin first.py. So this is how we can execute the script. The same thing, you can also execute the same script from the WLST prompt. WLST first.py. You are in the same path, then you can just give that immediately. Okay. Now suppose you want to read the values, read input in shall we are able to store the value. Here also we can store the value. Okay, so how do we do input output? Input output example. Okay, here there are two different functions are there in WLST or Python. Okay, so I'm just giving a comment for easy to understand. This is input output sample. Okay, so print enter a number. Okay, I can just give this print statement and then x equal to, okay, input. You can say input. Okay, sorry, this should be here. Okay, so x is a variable where you can store the number and then name, suppose name is equal to, whenever you are taking the name, raw input. Okay, enter a name. So this may be server name, node name, anything you can. Okay, so whatever you entered, you just want to print them. Print x, print name. So this is a simple way of inputting and outputting. So I can execute this one. Enter a number. Okay, and then enter name. And the values I'm able to get in whatever I have. So whenever I entered, it is showing here prompting, and again I just printed print x, print name. Okay, so this is a simple way of using the inputs and outputs. Very, very simple in Python. Input separate and this one is separate, and everything is having a separate type, integer type, and so you can see here even you call the script and it is in this shell, in this WLST shell. So I can use x, I can use name. Okay, so this x type, what is the type of x? Integer type. Type of name. So any variable, this is the label what you are going to use, and the type is automatically dynamically allocated. The type is automatically changing. This is not going to happen for shell. Everything is text in shell. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, so this process, yeah.
Hey, can you please go back to the program?
Okay.
I want to know, yeah, here, when we enter a number, why does it show another time on the screen? Is it because we got like x is equal to, so does it mean that it, after allocation also it will print the value of x as well as name on the screen?
Where it is here.
I mean, input is a function, right? So we put 100 there, and it print 100 as well. As soon as we enter 100, it shows 100 on the. After that, I mean,
Yeah,
basically it's showing
yes,
two times, right? So it looks like I mean, it is executing the value. I mean, it is executing whatever. It
yeah,
is printing whatever is there in the X as well as name, right?
yeah, correct. So let me try here in the command prompt one more time. Input. Yeah, whenever you enter, it is going to display in the next line.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So interactive way, it is always showing, but in script mode, let us see that one also. It is not showing. In script mode, it doesn't shows.
Okay. Um, so most of the time we'll be using the script, right? So.
Yeah,
Um,
we are going to make that script and that will be executing. So this one is in latest version. In 11G, you don't find like this again. That
Okay.
repetition process it doesn't find, but the latest the interactive mode, what you are entered, that is displaying it immediately next. All right, so in this WLST, what we have done, we created first and IO example py. It is executing with the 4 steps. The first, it is going to bring all the libraries, Python libraries, Jython, whatever it is required for that particular script. So at the moment we are just played with the variables integer and string. These variables we can create from the Python library itself. Okay, so that variables are just created. It doesn't link with the WebLogic or Java, Jython, etc. It just connected with the Python libraries and it is executed, compiled, created the bytecode. Bytecode is executed with the JIT. So JIT compiler is actually shown on the screen. WLST output we are getting on the screen using the JIT compiler. Okay. So when you are working with the different languages, this WLST is having no declarations. You don't need to declare just in comparison with the Java programming or C programming. There is no declarations and there is no compilation step you don't have to do. This program is very simple, easy and flexible. Interpretation is very sequential, and it is going to stop wherever the error is there it is going to stop, and if it is no error it will continue till the end of the program. And any WLST program, any program which you are going to have single entry single exit, it is going to follow. That is basic structure program you are going to have. So the structured program you can create using the WLST. Okay, and this WLST also follows the object orientation. What is object? We'll talk more detail when we come to that. And it is supports the more productivity and more functionalities, different cost factors you can reduce by automation with the WLST. So when you're working the script, as I told you, there is indentation is the most common thing. We are not yet started any blocks, but the block whenever you start in Java or in C or C++, we are going to use flower brackets. When you're working on other languages, then do done, shell script requires do done, begin end AWK. So these are the different scripting languages. They are going to use different beginning and ending. But here you don't find any flower brackets. You don't see do and done. You don't see any end. So you just have the indentation, only tab space, or you can use single space or four or eight space in the tab space. So these are the most commonly used things. Okay, where you are going to use these blocks. Blocks will be in functions, in classes, in loops, in control statements like if condition, else condition. There you are going to find these blocks. Okay, this is a very important point. Most of the people confuse and misses this one. But when you're writing the script, indentation is the most important for Python or WLST. If you miss one line also, it will catch there, it will stop their execution. It will shows indentation error. Okay, and there is no semicolon required in WLST scripting. Just now we have created that doesn't require any semicolons. If you look at the Java or C, every line you need to end with the semicolon. If you want to write 3 or 4 lines in single line, 3 or 4 statements in single line, then you can separate it each statement with semicolon in Python, unless you don't need to use the semicolon. Semicolon is a line separator in WLST and Python. By default, you are going to use the indentation. Okay, so variable when you are creating, that is going to have a label, name, type, ID. So these are the three things we are going to have for Python or WLST variables. Okay, the variables which you are going to create. Just now we created name, x, and n, etc. So that variables, these variables you are going to declare and you can assign. You don't need to uh, say int x, say int y or something like that. So type is not required to declare, and variables names case sensitive. When you are using the server, this server, small letter server is different, capital letter server is different. Server is different, servers is different. So the label, whatever you are going to assign for the variable, that is different. The variables can be reassigned again and again. You can use reuse. Okay, and you can use a import keyword. There are okay, let me see. Okay, keyword dot k w list. So these words you should not use for any variables. These are the keywords you should not use for any variables. Okay, so keywords you can get it in your WLST prompt or in your Jython prompt or in your Python prompt. You can just check that how many keywords are there. Don't use that keywords for variables. Don't say for is equal to 10. Don't say from is equal to 200. Okay, so these are all keywords you should not use in variable names. Okay, and whenever you are using this naming for the functions, for the classes, for the variables, that naming convention will be same. You should not use any reserved words, symbols you should not use in the variables. And the definition of the namespace, you can also have 10 different functions. You are going to name it with one namespace. We'll talk about that very soon. The variables must start with alphabet, any alphabet, or you can use underscore. If you are wishing one symbol you want to use, then that is allowed in Python. That is underscore. Identifier names are case sensitive. The variable are case sensitive. Should not use any of the operating symbols, that is plus symbol, minus symbol. You should not use any of that symbols in your variables. Okay, so these are the main important things. Programming structure, when you are writing WLST structure, first import statements we are going to write. This is not compulsory mandatory you have to use, like Java is having first package, then you have to use all imports. It's not like that. You can write import anywhere in WLST. But best practice, if you want to use one time you import, it will be used throughout the script, then you can keep on the top. Excuse me. The variables which you define after the import, that will be accessible across all the functions. If you are writing some 5 functions, and top of the first function you're writing some variable x, the x will be used in any of these 5 functions. Okay, and you can define functions, classes inside, and you can you can use a keyword called def, and if you want to define a class, then class is a keyword. Main program you are going to write, the main you can use, the main is a keyword, and you can call that one. It's not mandatory you have to write a main, but you can directly, if you write a program, that is a main program. Okay, so just now I have created 2 programs, first program and IO example. So both the programs doesn't have any main, but it is executing. So by default it is having a function, main function. It is contained, that whatever the lines I have written, that is containing this in the main. So that's all about the basic variables and input output operations with the WLST and shell scripting. Any questions, guys?
Pawan, I have a question on run levels. What kind of privileges we should have to reboot the server and shut down the server or change the run levels?
Changing run level you can't do, but you can uh, have the execution permission, that is sudo access permission you should have. Then you can do the reboot, or you want to switch to one run level to another run level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to give you one small exercise. I want to see from all of you uh, input and output operations. Using that, create one WLST script, which will accept server name, the manage server names. Okay, and display that one. And the shell script, the same example, but this time you want to go to give accept machine name and display the machine name. Simple program, I want to get it from all of you. Okay, in shell script, machine name, in WLST minus server name. It should accept and display it. You can do that. You have any doubts? Still two minutes I want to spend. Any doubts, you can come up.
Hello, sir. How to install Vagrant?
It is very simple. You just go to just a moment. Vagrant. Just download Vagrant download. Then you can install. This is a link.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, and when you select this one, you will be having the choice of selecting the which operating system you belongs to. So you are having Windows, right?
Yes, I have Windows and Linux. Both.
Okay, so in Windows you can just select this one and you can install.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So Pawan, every day do we have a 45-minute shell scripting and remaining time on WSLT?
It depends on topic how we have. It's like almost 6 classes we will be having common elements, so we'll have same combinations.
Okay.
And if you have that Python on your WebSphere side, you can do the same commands what I am doing in WLST. The same command you can do in Python.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try.
And one more thing, I just want to suggest you for WebSphere. I have Python for WS admin. Yeah, last year I have created this blog, and you just go through this blog. In this one, yeah, good to see. Now I started with Okay, so in this one, how to create a Vagrant box for WebSphere is given in the first link in the right side. So hope you can create on your machine and you can execute the simple commands what we are doing here, and you can do it in Jython.
Okay, okay. I have VMware Workstation and Red Hat Linux. That works, right, Pawan?
Yeah, if it is there ready, then you can try in that. You
Okay.
have the WS prompt, right? WS prompt is enough.
Um, yeah, I need to install that one on my box.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, this one is what is the advantage you have means this Vagrant is also help you to install this WebSphere on this Vagrant box.
Okay, okay. Yeah, then I will install Vagrant. Yep.
Yeah. Guys, any more doubts before winding up?
Hey Pawan, this is Kiran. I don't have my personal computer with me right now, so I'm not able to install any software
Okay. Yeah.
for
So
this week.
okay. So you can borrow somebody's laptop or something.
Yeah, and well, I'm remote right now, so when I go home next week, I'm
Okay.
gonna get it in my personal phone, computer.
Okay. Yeah. Today, yeah, we are going to have tomorrow no session actually. So for that, we'll meet back on 22 on India time, Thursday. India time, Thursday. We are going to meet back the same time, 7:30.
That's good, Pawan, because tomorrow my son's birthday. I was thinking about that.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, catch you guys on 22nd. Thank you. Bye.